static condition will be 0.001 mm. So that would be the deformation. But now we'll have to prove that according to this Stribex, and Stribex has given equation which will help to consider the condition of static loading. Here static load we have considered capital CO. लक्षात घ्या, इथं मी लिहिलं नाही, so I'll write here. So you can, indication is capital CO. This we called as a static load for Stribex equation. Just draw the diagram. I'll explain the diagram. Okay, just listen and then draw. This will be the circular portion. It will be called as a inner race. Inner race. Which is inner race? Where balls are touches. See here in this case, inner part is called as a inner race. Correct? And outer one is outside of the balls. So we are studying static load, means load is acting maximum at inner part, of course. So that's why we have to consider inner race. This one with the inner race. So and outer, above that inner race the balls are situated. So same diagram we have drawn in 2D. See, this will be the inner race, circular cross section, and the balls are situated over here. Now we have considered the semicircle. Semicircle number of balls are situated in that area. Correct? And whatever will be the area, remaining area, half semicircle, same situation will be there. So instead of considering both, we'll have to consider one side. So bottom side of the circle, that we called as a semicircle. Now see here, the total force is acting. Of course, we are studying for static. So static means the stable force, and the bearing has having circular cross section. It means that maximum load is always acting at a center. सर्क्युलर क्रॉस सेक्शन असल्यामुळे सीजी लाच लोड ऍक्ट होणार, म्हणून इथं दाखवले CO, स्टॅटिक लोड. नाउ this load will have to consider with respect to number of balls. So here 1 2 3 4 and 5 balls are there. One is situated at the CG and 2 for right side, 2 for left side. Equally distribution will be there. Now it has mentioned or maintain the angle beta. We have to consider here beta alpha, no problem. So same angle, the intention behind this is it has having same angle in between the balls. So if here is the beta, here also beta angle. So you can see the ball bearings are situated. Now we have studied the radial force. Radial force is nothing but the force is acting toward the center. See, toward the center of balls. So this will be the radial force. This is suppose first ball P1, radial force for first ball bearing, correct, toward the center. Second P2, radial force for second ball bearing, and third one. आता इकडे पण तेच फोर्स राहणार आहेत, रॅडियल फोर्स, ते बदलणार नाहीत कारण अँगल सेमच आहे. So you can see P2 is here, P3 is here, and with respect to beta angle. So this will be the diagram. This is called as a static load applied on a bearing. Now after some time, same situation will not be occur. There will be some deformation, minor deformation will be occur. Okay, so see, this will be the deformation while acting the forces. So deformation, O is the center, and due to deformation O dash will be the center, and through which the balls bearings having some deflection, del 1, del 2, del 3. Del 1 is related to first ball, del 2 second ball, third ball, del 3, and so on. Correct? So likewise we'll have to consider. Now here we have considered with respect to CG, no deflection we have considered, or we have considered it here del 0. Correct? Now for first ball bearing del 1, for second del 2, deflection occur with respect to 1 and 2 balls. So ह्या दोन फिगर आहेत, याच्या थ्रू Stribex suggested one equation which indicates we can calculate the static load applied on the bearing as well as roller bearing. हे आपण इझिली कॅल्क्युलेट करू शकतो, कारण आता हे नॉमिनल जर आपण बघितलं तर आपण बघून नाही सांगू शकत हे कसं येणार आणि काय येणार. So for that concept is there, and Stribex has given the concept. So just draw this figure, these two figures. possible, I'll do here one slide. Draw this. Okay, draw this. These two figures under the title of Strybeck's equation. Check karo. First one is related with the force. Second one is related with the deformation. Zoom करू शकता तुम्ही तुमच्या एंडला. Just draw this, and after completion of this, let me know. You can write title here also. Inner race. This circular cross section is inner race, and these are the ball bearings. For your understanding, you can write Strybeck's equation. Or झाले का रे? Yes, sir. Okay. So this will be the, so we'll write the notation. Write down capital CO. Static load occur. Static load occurs on the bearing. Static load occurs on the bearing. Capital P1, P2, P3 are the radial forces acting between inner race and respective balls or roller. Right now we have drawn ball bearings, inner race and respective ball bearings. These are the three forces. Del 1, del 2, del 3. Radial deflection, because of radial force, deflection will occur. Radial deflection. Del 1, del 2, del 3 are the radial deflection occurs in the ball bearings. Ball bearings. Okay. आला इथपर्यंत बाळांनो? योगिता, उत्कर्ष आला इथपर्यंत?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, just listen carefully and then write. So Steinbeck has derived one equation, and that equation we are going to find out. See, static load from the diagram, CO. Here is the static load which is acting equal and opposite to the radial load. So he has mentioned static load is equal to total radial forces occur in the system. तर आता वन बाय वन बघू आपण. फर्स्ट बॉल साठी CO is equal to P1. P1 it does not have any angle 90 degree किंवा एकाच ऍक्सिस वर आहे. So no need to write. Correct? Now P1 plus, so we'll have to add the things, plus twice of P2. Why twice of P2? Because here is the P2 first and second P2 is with same angle. So twice of P2 into cos of beta. It has maintained the angle with respect to beta. Correct? 2 beta होणार नाही बरं का, अँगल सेमच आहे. सो दोन बॉल बेरिंग्स आहेत, रॅडियल फोर्स आहे. सो 2P2 प्लस cos of beta. So likewise things are there. Now here you can see plus you can write P3 is also twice. So twice of P3 cos of beta plus beta, cos of 2 beta. That will be the equation. So here I have written this. CO is equal to, according to equilibrium of forces, P1, it is situated at a center, plus twice of P2 because two ball bearing radial forces are there, P2 for second ball bearing with respect to angle beta. So twice of P2 cos of beta plus twice of P3, दोन P3 forces cos of angle आहे 2 beta and so on. जेवढे बॉल बेरिंग आपण ऍड करू तेवढे. करेक्ट? हे कळालं का? इक्वेशन A. Have you understood this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so write down equation 1.
Yes, sir.
ठीक. Equation 1, write down for that. CO is equal to P1 plus twice of P2 cos of beta plus twice of P3 cos of 2 beta plus so on. So therefore, we'll have to simplify the equation. See, CO is equal to P1. We'll have to take common because it has does not have any angle. So 1 plus 2. So we'll have to divide all the terms कारण हा आपण ब्रॅकेटच्या बाहेर घेतलेला आहे. So divided by P1. So twice of P2 by P1 cos of beta plus twice of P3 by P1 cos of 2 beta and so on. This will be the equation you can write. P1 in bracket. We have to write the equation. This will be your second equation. Equation number 2. Equation number 2. Okay. So next step we'll have to consider Hertz equation. So Hertz equation suggested that deflection is always directly proportional to radial force. तर काय असतं बघा इथं बघा. So according to Hertz equation, radial deflection, because radial force is there, is directly proportional to radial force raised to 2/3. Correct? Always remember. Raised to 2/3. So in this case, what happened? If I compare this, del is directly proportional to radial force raised to 2/3. According to Hertz equation, I will have to write 1, 2, 3. Radial deflection आपल्याकडे 3 आहेत. 1, 2, 3. So I'll write del 1 is equal to proportionality constant. We'll have to consider K0. काही घेऊ शकता A, B, C, D. So they have taken as per the standard book K0 into पहिला radial deflection आहे म्हणून पहिला force P1 raised to 2/3. तसंच del 2 is equal to P2 raised to 2/3. Del 3 is equal to same P3 raised to 2/3. हे तीन इक्वेशन आपल्याला मिळाल. Now from this equation, if I compare the things, what things? See, आपण हे इक्वेशन इथं काढलंय बघा. सेकंड इक्वेशन काय म्हणते ते इक्वेशन सेकंड? P2 by P1 आपल्याला पाहिजे आणि इकडे P3 by P1 पाहिजे. सो त्या दोन टर्म आपल्याला काढायच्या आणि त्या इथं पुटअप करायच्या आहेत. सो I will have to take P2 by P1. याचे दोन्हीचे रेशो घेतले. P2 by P1 काय होईल? del 2 by del 1. हे 2/3 इकडे जाईल. 3/2 होईल. 3/2. करेक्ट? P2 by P1. Then P3 by P1. P3 divided by this. सो P3 by P1 इज इक्वल टू डिफ्लेक्शन तेच राहील 2 3 इकडे जाईल 3/2 होईल. करेक्ट. हे आहे असं उचललं आपण या मागच्या इक्वेशन मध्ये P2 by P1 आणि P3 by P1 याच्या व्हॅल्यू ज्या कॅल्क्युलेट आता केल्या त्या पुटअप केल्या. तर इथपर्यंत तुम्ही लिहून घ्या. Just write down this equation you have written. After that, according to Hertz equation काय म्हणते Hertz equation? Radial deflection is directly proportional to 2/3 of radial force. 2/3 of radial force. Therefore, आपल्याकडे 3 डिफ्लेक्शन आहेत, 3 radial force आहेत. Therefore, we can write del1 is equal to write down this. Del1 is equal to proportionality constant K0, or you can write anything, into P1 raised to 2/3 correct. Next, del2 is equal to ओके. लिहिलं का रे हे बाळांनो? del1 del2 del3 have you written this?
Yes, sir.
Okay, put this value in equation 2. Equation 2 मध्ये put up करा value. Put this value in equation 2. CO is equal to P1 into, हे झूम करा तुमच्या एंडला या पद्धतीने. CO is equal to P1 into 1 plus P2 by P1 च्या ऐवजी del2 by del1 3/2 into cos of beta as it is, plus 2 into, instead of P3 by P1 we'll have to write del3 by del1 raised to 3/2 into cos of 2 beta. Equation 3rd म्हणा याला, number 3. Equation number 3. Okay. Now next, see here you can see from this cos of beta. पहिला angle घेऊ, पहिला याचा cos of beta is equal to, we'll have to consider the deflection occur with respect to number 2 ball bearing, that is del2 by del1. Correct. Cos of beta is equal to del2 by del1. Therefore we can write here del2 is equal to, किंवा सरळ cos of beta is equal to del2 by del1. Write down cos of beta is equal to del2 by del1, and cos of 2 beta is equal to del3 by del1. Deflection, cos of beta and cos of 2 beta is del2 by del1 and del3 by del1 respectively. Correct. Now see, इथं आपण म्हणतोय CO is equal to del2 by del1, आणि याला आपण डायग्राम वरून अँगल घेतला तर इथं del2 by del1 ची व्हॅल्यू पुटअप करायची, इथं del3 by del1 ची व्हॅल्यू पुटअप करायची इन इक्वेशन 3. असं लिहा, पुट above value in equation 3. Put above value in equation 3. ठीक आहे. सो पुटअप करा, झूम करतोय मी. सी P1 in bracket 1 plus 2 into del2 by del1, त्याच्याऐवजी cos of beta 3/2 into cos of beta plus cos of 2 beta लिहून घ्या. झालं का लिहून इथपर्यंत? इथपर्यंत लिहून झालं का बाळांनो?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now see here. Cos of beta raised to 3 by 2 into cos of beta. Into असेल की plus होतं. So 3 by 2 plus 1. Correct? So 5 by 2. So I can write next step 1 plus 2 into cos of beta 5 by 2 plus इथं तसंच होणार 3 by 2 so 5 by 2 होईल. Correct? So just write on this. This will be the static load CO. Static load CO. Now, can anybody tell me what is beta from the diagram? Beta हा कसा calculate केला जाऊ शकतो? How we can calculate beta? Can anybody tell me? From the diagram, see. This will be the diagram. How I can calculate beta? Anyone? How I can calculate beta? Of course, beta is. बोला.
Nice, sir.
Anyone? Ishwanku, Athar, Ashutosh. Calculate करू शकतो.
बीटा
काय म्हणतेस?
tan बीटा घेऊन
टॅन बीटा. नाही एवढं टीप जायची गरज नाही. जनरल क्वेश्चन आहे. एक लक्षात घ्या, मला विचारायचं बीटा आपण कसं कॅल्क्युलेट करू शकतो. तर साधं उत्तर आहे, हे लक्ष द्या व्यवस्थित. बीटा आपण कॅल्क्युलेट करू शकतो जेव्हा मला नंबर ऑफ बॉल्सचे अँगल ठरवायचे असतील तेव्हा. आणि ते नंबर ऑफ बॉल्सचे अँगल काय असतील? बीटा इज इक्वल टू आय कॅन से 360 डिवायडेड बाय नंबर ऑफ बॉल्स. करेक्ट? 360 360 divided by number of balls. Automatically will get the angle. So write down below that beta is equal to 360 divided by number of balls. 360 divided by number of balls. आपण number of balls ला notation घेतोय Z. So you can write in bracket capital Z. Capital Z. So by putting the things you can see आपण इथपर्यंत आलोय. So I told you you have written up to this. CO is equal to P1 into this आणि नंतर तुम्ही बीटा लिहिला. Now ह्या इक्वेशनला आपण अजून सिम्प्लिफाय करू. So CO is equal to P1 into ही टर्म ज्या कॉन्स्टंट आहेत सगळ्या ज्याच्यात बीटा अँगल आहे ही टर्म आपण एक नोटेशन इंडिकेट करू. So I'll write CO is equal to P1 into M. समजा M कन्सिडर केलं. So now see here P1 into M. M is this one. So this will just for the simplification. Now here what happened? Here we'll have to consider beta is equal to 360 by Z. आता number of balls किती पाहिजेत बॉल बेरिंग मध्ये ते आपण फाइंड आउट करतोय. समजा आता इथे दिले बघा Z जेव्हा 8 असेल तेव्हा M ची व्हॅल्यू जो काय आपण ही व्हॅल्यू घेतले ती व्हॅल्यू 1.84 असेल. त्यांचा रेशो 4 पॉइंट समथिंग असेल अँड सो ऑन. तसंच नंबर ऑफ बॉल्स जर मला 10 वापरायचे असतील त्या केसमध्ये M ची व्हॅल्यू 2.28. हा चार्ट आहे, दिस वी कॉल्ड एज अ डिझाइन डेटा चार्ट. तर आपण हा रेडीमेडली वापरतो. सो विल हॅव टू कन्सिडर नंबर ऑफ बॉल्स सपोज 20 आपण 20 घेऊ. सो 20 ला 4.58 म्हणजे 5 समथिंग व्हॅल्यू यायला पाहिजे. सो आय विल हॅव टू राईट सी हियर इट इज 5th. So P1 is equal to, we'll have to consider Z by M as a 5 instead of 4.37. So M is equal to 1/5 of Z. M is equal to, we'll have to consider M is equal to 1/5 of Z. 1/5 of Z. Write down this. Chart लिहायची काही गरज नाही, एकच कॉलम लिहा. 20, 4.58 and 4.37. Z, M and Z by M. So Z by M will have to consider as a 5. So I will have to write, consider m is equal to 1/5 of z. ही m ची व्हॅल्यू आहे तशी उचलायची, इथे टाकायची. CO is equal to P1 into 1/5 of z. Correct? Just write down this. M is equal to 1/5 of z from the chart, and therefore CO, static force, is equal to P1 into 1/5 of P1 into 1/5 of Z. P1 into 1/5 of Z. So Strybeck suggested this will be the basic equation. Strybeck suggested this will be the basic equation. Now this equation will have to use for ball bearing and roller bearing. So one by one he has given the condition. What is P1? P1 is nothing but radial force. पहिल्या ball bearing चा radial force. So that will have to consider with respect to proportionality constant KD square. See here. P1 will have to consider KD square. Diameter of the ball bearing with respect to that will have to consider P1 is equal to KD square. K is nothing but proportionality constant, and generally हा constant जो असतो तो curvature चा constant असतो, because the circle has having curvature. So due to that it has having curvature effect, proportionality constant K. So P1 is equal to KD square. So you just put the value. CO is equal to P1 ची value इथे put up करा, KD square divided by 5 into Z. Into Z. You can write this one. This is for ball bearing. CO is equal to KD square into Z divided by 5. This will be your final equation. आणि हे तुम्हाला MCQs ला विचारणार. त्यामुळे मी तुम्हाला ओव्हरऑल डेरिवेशन सांगितलं. So CO is equal to KD square into Z by 5. This is for ball bearing. Strybeck equation for ball bearings. This is for ball bearings. Strybeck equation for ball bearings. Now there are the rollers. Roller will also take a static load. So we have to consider that. So below that, Strybeck equation for roller bearing. Strybeck equation for roller bearing. Now roller bearing मध्ये काय? Roller म्हणजे cylindrical structure. Cylindrical structure मध्ये दोन गोष्टी असतात. एक असतो diameter, दुसरी असते length. तर आपण बॉल बेरिंग मध्ये लेंथ वी हॅव नॉट कन्सिडर, कारण काय गरजच नाही, लेंथची रिक्वायरमेंटच नाहीये, डायमीटर असतो. सो दॅट्स वाय वी हॅव टेकन द डायमीटर. नाव फॉर टेकिंग द रोलर बेरिंग विल हॅव टू कन्सिडर डायमीटर विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू लेंथ. सो विल गेट द इक्वेशन स्टॅटिक लोड CO is equal to KDLZ. Z is nothing but number of balls divided by 5 as it is. So you can just write down this equation for ball bearing as well as roller bearing in terms of or as per the Strybeck's data. झालं काय? लिहून झालं की सांगा मला. एक 10 मिनिटं. विक्रम झालं का रे?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is about the Strybeck equation for static load condition. Now next heading, write down equivalent dynamic load. Note notation PE, equivalent dynamic load, notation PE. Equivalent dynamic load, notation PE. Now here what happened? While load is acting, we have seen the static load for the ball bearings. When loads are static, at the time of load acting on a ball bearing, inner and outer races are there. So we'll have to consider equivalent load because some loads are radial as well as axial. So we have to consider that. For that, we consider the equivalent dynamic load. Notation is PE, and that we'll have to consider by this factor. Just see. X V into FR. X is nothing but dynamic load factor. Then V is nothing but race rotation factor. Race rotation means what? In ball bearing, two races are there, inner and outer race. So when race rotation is 1, it means that inner race is rotating and outer race is stationary. And if vice versa situation is there, then we'll have to take race rotation 1.2. Generally, we'll have to take inner race is rotating and the value of V is 1. And then FR is radial load, actually dynamic radial load we can say, because X will have to consider radial load for dynamic case, plus Y is nothing but this is for the axial load condition, and FA is called as a dynamic axial load. Here X and Y values directly will take from the chart, which is the chart I have mentioned over here. You can see X and Y values will have to directly take. You can see the range is X is equal to up to 1, and for the radial load condition it is up to 0.50 to 0.60. So that we directly take, and through which we'll calculate the equivalent dynamic load. Of course, radial force FR we need to calculate, and axial thrust force we'll have to calculate. Okay, just write down this and write down chart also, single row. This is for single row deep groove ball bearing. झालं की सांगा. डेरिवेशन हे भारी कोण वापरत नाही ठेवलं मी. झालं का योगिता?
नाही सर.
लिहून घ्या, व्यवस्थित लिहून घ्या, आणि झालं की सांगा मला. झालं का रे?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
ओके, ठीक आहे. सो आपण इथं थांबू. रिवाइज द सेशन. स्टॅबिक इक्वेशन आपण बघितले, सिक्वेन्शियली प्रोसेस बघितल्या आणि त्याच्यानंतर इक्विव्हॅलंट डायनॅमिक लोड आपण बघितलं. तर हे थोडं रिवाइज करा आणि उद्या आपण याच्यावरचे न्यूमेरिकल आणि पुढचे पॉइंट्स बघू. ठीक आहे, विल स्टॉप हिअर. थँक्यू.
Hello.